Hi, my name is Ilma and welcome to my channel. I've been posting Christian blogs 12 straight years every day. Today I'd like to share Exodus 20 verses 12 to 21. Here's the word of God. Honor your father and your mother, that your days may be long in the land that the Lord your God is giving you. You shall not murder. You shall not commit adultery. You shall not steal. You shall not bear false witness against your neighbor. You shall not covet your neighbor's house. You shall not covet your neighbor's wife, or his male servant, or his female servant, or his ox, or his donkey, or anything that is your neighbor's. Now when all the prophets saw the thunder and the flashes of lightning and the sound of the trumpet and the mountain smoking, the people were afraid and trembled, and they stood far off and said to Moses, You speak to us, and we will listen, but do not let God speak to us, lest we die. Moses said to the people, Do not fear, for God has come to test you, that the fear of him may be before you, that you may not sin. The people stood far off, while Moses drew near to the thick darkness where God was. Exodus 20, 12 to 21. Here's the poem I wrote inspired by those verses. The rest of God's laws. If you want to have a long life, respect your parents, and do not ever think of harming another human being. Stay faithful to the Lord your God and to your loved ones. Do not take what is not yours and someone else's possessions. Make sure that you don't utter lies against another person. If you follow God's law, He will protect you and you will be treasured. Here's my commentary. One law that has a promise of long life is to honor one's parents. It is sad to watch many parents, especially those who do not know God, abuse or neglect their own children. The child's development is stunted, and because of an unsafe environment, that child grows up deprived of love and respect. It will be quite a challenge to honor their parents when they haven't experienced love, care, and acceptance themselves. Notice how the laws of God have one theme: love God with everything you got and love others as yourself. They were summarized by Jesus in Matthew 22, 37 to 39. If we follow the summarized version of the law, we will definitely follow the rest of His commands. Our relationships will be focused on loving God and treating ourselves and others with love. Reflection. How are God's commands like healthy boundaries that protect all human beings? If you notice, the commandments of God is a boundary against sin. So it is our protection so that we will not be tempted to sin and go against God's laws. And when we look at it as a healthy boundary, we don't look at it as a rule that ought to be followed no matter what. But it's a rule, it's actually a rule or a law of love. So it's not a law of strict rules that will keep us from doing what we want, because our nature is we want to do what we want. That is our selfish nature, and that is our sinful nature. So God is protecting us from that sinful nature when He gave us these commands, because He knows that we are going to love ourselves, we are going to get what we want. He knows that and when we think of ourselves first, then we will forget honoring God, we will forget honoring the authority, we will forget that other people are to be honored as we want to honor ourselves. And I think it's very important for us to recognize that boundaries are made to protect us from getting into bad things, getting into bad situations, bad relationships, toxic cycles and patterns of behavior that are not edifying God. So it's important for us to, when we hear God's laws or when we read it or when we contemplate on it, it's important for us to see that it is a loving God who made these laws, because He made us for Himself. So He didn't make us for ourselves. So when we do things for ourselves, it doesn't go with God, with what God has made us for. Thanks for watching. I hope you check my website at ILMA'S.com for artworks, photographs, and a copy of this blog. If you haven't seen over 3,000 videos I've done over these years, just type on Google or YouTube search ILMA'S Poem Devotional. Have a wonderful day.